Hare Krishna. So, welcome to the online class. Today we are going to discuss about very important subject matter. So, how to prepare for the death. So, this is a very important subject matter topics that how to prepare for the death. Before we start, we offer our Mangalacharan. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणशिरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवम् सद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदं सगणललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश्च गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुत देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुवैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. So thank you very much. So today's subject matter is very important subject matter because we are talking about the how to prepare for the death. It sounds like it's very difficult to stomach the word death. Nobody likes to die because we are indestructible spirit soul. So there is always inherent potency, inherent desire not to die, not to give up the body, because we are eternal. Somehow we are engaged in this temporary body. But what to do? We have to give up. Jatasai durbamurtu durbam janma murtustada. Krishna says chapter 227 that whosoever taken he to die, whosoever taken birth he has to die. So we have to give up this body. So how to prepare for the death? Because this body is always, as Prabhupada says, that Sarira Vyadhi Mandira. It's a temple of disease. And it is called Klesha Dasas Deha. It always gives misery. Rishivadev says in chapter 5.5.4 that it is Klesha Dasas Deha. Klesha Daha. And Sada Samudigna. Prahlad Maharaj is saying in 775 that it is, what is that? Sada Samudigna. It is always giving misery. Always anxiety. And Khenabhangura. Khenabhangura means it can be destroyed any time. 11 to 29, Nimi saying that Khenabhangura. Dullabham Manusya Janmam Yahinam Khenabhangura. Although this human birth is very, what you say, it's very rare. I mean, Dullabha, very rare to achieve. But it is Khenabhangura. It can be lost any moment. So what is the aim of life? You have to prepare for the death. The human being is meant to how to conquer this death. Punarjanma Jayaya. People do not know that. It is an incontrovertible fact that this is sobering fact that there is a blunt and blunt fact that we are going to give up this body. Despite our tenacious determination to stay in this material world, my dear devotees, we cannot. Every day morning we are doing Mangalarati. Sansara dava nalani dhaloko pranaya karunya ghana ghana. Sansara dava nalani dhaloko. Nalani dhaloko means this material enjoyment is a forest fire. And in a forest fire, nobody is going to escape from the death. People do not know out of ignorant. There's a beautiful canto is there in fifth canto, stated about the forest fire of enjoyment. People enjoying, they are thinking that, oh, they have no idea the whole material world is already forest fire. Any time the fire will catch and burn us. Any moment, every moment is jeopardized in this material world. Padam padam yad padam. Still, we do not understand the sobering fact how to prepare for the death. The materialistic, they are completely oblivion about the fact. But a devotee he knows, but one should not be complacent. After knowing that death can come any time, one must be serious instead of procrastination. Sometimes the devotee are complacent, thinking that I am initiated, I am coming to program, I am rendering service. No. One has to be very serious. Prabhupada always emphasizes that you should always prepare for the death. Always serious. Any time death can come, any moment. So before the death comes, we should complete our business, finish our business in this life, instead of procrastinating to next life. Whole Srimad Bhagavatam is evolved on this very point, that when the death-bound King Parikshit Maharaj was unduly cursed by a Brahmana due to the instigation of a Kali Yuga, so a Brahmana employed to condemn the innocent King Parikshit Maharaj to die within 7 days. Although it was undue, unjustified, but he did not counteract, because he is a pure devotee. He pure devotee do not want to approach the Lord for an undue favor. Parikshit Maharaj was very famous because he was protected by the Lord when he was in the womb of his mother Uttara. When Vaswastama employed a Brahmastra, that time Krishna went inside the womb and protected. So he could have counteracted, but he did not do that because he is a pure devotee. He thought it was a providence. So he was preparing for the death. He left the kingdom, he left his wife, treasures. He came to Ganges, the bank of Ganges, and he was fasting unto death. And he was asking everybody that how to prepare for the death. That should be our attitude. Because Parikshit Maharaj was fortunate that he was having 7 days. He has got fortunately 7 days notice, but we have no notice. We don't have any notice that at any time we can be lost. Any time we can die. Therefore we should be always prepared for the death. So when this Parikshit Maharaj was sitting on this bank of he was asking beautiful question to he was preparing for the death. So he was asking a very beautiful question for the benefit of entire humanity. He is telling that Mriyamanasya Sarvata, your spiritual master, oh Sukadev Goswami, your spiritual master of great beautiful verses I am going to share with you. So this is a beautiful verses. He says that you are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of perfection for all persons, especially for one who is about to die. So nobody can guarantee that I am not going to die in next moment. Nobody can guarantee in this particular age of Kali. So death is a most as sure as death. Therefore Parikshit Maharaj is asking, show me the perfection for all person. Because everybody is going to ahani ahani bhutani, beautiful verses. Yudhishthira Maharaj say ahani ahani bhutani gacchatiya jamalayam. Every moment people are going to die, going to a place of death. They are dying. Shesha sthavar icchanti. Those who are remaining, they are thinking I am going to be eternal. So this is very much, irony. Therefore, uh, Parikshit Maharaj is asking the very, very important question that how to prepare for the death. Punarjanma jayaya. So, Srila Prabhupada said very nicely that our problem is that we are so complacent, we are thinking we have got time, but we don't have time. There are two kind of people. The materialistic, they are oblivion, completely oblivion to death. They are thinking, oh, this is a very good, the forest fire is a place of happiness. It's a permanent place, the material world. So they are completely oblivion due to ignorance. They do not know the actual value. It is stated in this beautiful verses, Bhagavatam, Rishabhadev say that these people are very much ignorant. They do not even know that their problem of life. Due to ignorance, the materialistic person does not know anything about real interest. The auspicious path in life is simply bound to material enjoyment and lusty desire. All the plans are made for this purpose, for temporary sense gratification. Such a person creates a society of envy due to this mentality plunged into ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about. He does not know that death is coming. They are planning and planning due to ignorance. But the devotee knows that. Devotee knows that this death can come anytime. Every day, every morning, every sunrise, we are reducing our life. Ayur harati by punsam udyam astanchanya sutra tasyarti yat khananityam uttama sloka bhartai. So devotee knows this fact that both by rising and setting the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone except one who utilizes the time discussing the topics of all good personality. So devotee knows that every sunrise we are reducing, we are approaching, imperceptibly approaching, relentlessly approaching to the death. This is also stated in this beautiful verses 11 canto that knowing that one duration of life being similarly cut down by passing day and night, one should be second fear. One should be fear because every day our duration is cutting down. At any time we can meet the death. Any day will be a very fine day, last day of our life. Therefore, devotees know that. This is the fact, but one should prepare for that. Not only just knowing, prepare, just like Parikshit Maharaj was very serious. We have to bring seriousness to our devotional service so that we can counteract the death. At the time of death, we can fix our mind on the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, we will miss the chance. If we complacent, procrastinate, it will take many, many years, Prabhupada. Many, many years. We do not know that. The beautiful another verses is there. He say that it is beautiful. In third canto, there is a similar verses is there. We say that how we are so much. See, because it's time. It's a matter of time that we are thinking that we have got time, but we don't have time. The influence of Supreme Personality of Godhead is felt in the time factor, which causes fear of death due to false ego of deluded soul who has contracted material nature. We are thinking that, oh, time factor, I am going to live permanently, death will not come. But it's a time factor. Lord say, Kalos me, I am the time. I come and take away everything, howsoever sophisticated environment you create. Therefore, one should prepare for the death just like a Parikshit Maharaj before the time comes. So, the solution has been given. Therefore, Prabhupada says that after many, many births, labda sudallabam idam bahu sambambati. We have got this human form of life. Many, many species of life. Dog species, hog species, tiger species, beast species. Jalaja Navalak, 8.4 million species of life. We have evolved and come to this human form of life. Very rare. Dullabha manusya janma. Labda sudullabam idam bahu sambambade. Shastra says that it's very, very difficult. Prabhupada is very favorite quote, this one. Favorite verse. Prabhupada quote always. Labda sudullabam idam bahu sambambade. Manusyam arthadam anityam apiyadhira. So after many, many births, Jalaja Navalakshani, Stavara Lankha Vilakha Vinsati, Krimayam Krimayam Rudra Sankhaka, Vakhinam Dasalakshana, Trimsal Lakshani Pasavaha, Chatul Lakshani Manasa. In this way, 8.4 million species are there. So we have evolved all this and come to this Labda Sudullabam Idam Bahu Sambhavate. We come to this human form of life. Asitim Chaturashchaiva Lakshana. The beautiful verses is there. Asitim Chaturashchaiva Lakshana. Brahmadbhi Purushe Prapya. After going to 8.4 million, we have got this Purusha, Manusyam Janma Parayat. We have got this Manusya. In this Janma, it is said that Avalatam Jatam, these beautiful verses I will show you. Asitim Chaturas Chaiva Lakshanamattan, this is the Brahma Vaivatta Pranana, it is very Vaivatta Purana, it is stated that Asitim Chaturas Chaiva Laksham, Tam Jiva Jati, so Brahmadvi Purushe perform. After 8.4 million, Brahmadvi by transmigrating, Brahmadvi means by traveling, by transmigrating 8.4 million species of life, Purushe Prapyam, the living, we got the living entity God. Purusha means it is actually called false Purusha. We are not real Purusha. Krishna is Purusha. We are trying to imitate Krishna. Therefore, we are rotating in this Chaturashchaiva Lakshana, rotating in this material world in all these 8.4 million. Manushyanam Janma Parayat. We got the Manushyan form. Tadapi Avalatam Jatam. Avalatam means if you neglect, after getting this human form alive, if we neglect, Tesam Atma Abhimaninam. Barakana Manasita. Barakana means Tesam Atmavimanam means due to false ego. Barakanam means foolishly, childishly. Anasritya means not taking shelter. Govinda Charanam Daya means without taking shelter. If we do not take shelter of Govinda after getting this human form of life, then we are killing ourselves. This is spoiling ourselves. Tadapi avalatam jatam means human life is spoiled. This great opportunity, unique opportunity is spoiled. मनुष्य जन्म पाइल राधा कृष्ण ना भजिल जनम जानिए सुनिए विष खाइन deliberately I am taking, knowingly I am taking the poison because after taking this rare human form of life, I have not engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. I have not engaged in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is the instruction, injunction of Shastra. Prabhupada quoted always this one. Avalatam jatam, spoiled actually. Neglected all human life. Such a unique life. All other species have no privilege to approach God and stop this repetition of birth and death. We have got this human form of life. But now if we are complacent, I am initiated the devotee, I am coming to Sunday program, I am hearing, reading, that is not enough. Seriousness. That seriousness comes when you understand that death can come any moment. Any moment. Our every moment is jeopardized, in jeopardy. Padam padam yad vipadam. That understanding will be there. Then we can enforce ourselves here. intensify our sadhana. So therefore, therefore Krishna says, Sarvadharman parityajamami, you just take shelter of me. Don't try to procrastinate. I am going to take another life. No. So Parikit Maharaj, as I told that this is the case of Parikit Maharaj, and also this Parikit Maharaj also having same problem that he was about to die 7 days. So the solution also given that how to prepare for the death. So Sukadev Goswami is very starting to answer this question. He told King very beautiful question. This is very because it's a benefit for the entire humanity. It's a wonderful questions that you are asking me how to prepare for the death. But then he was addressing very nice thing that what is our problem, particularly the materialistic people, why they are so much oblivion. So in answer to this, Parikit Maharaj is very nicely answering how to prepare for the death in these 4 verses. So tabadini rajendra ninnam santi saharsa apassatam atma tattam apassatam atma tattam gruhesu duhamedina. So this is a beautiful verses. So tabadini rajendra ninnam. So here Parikit Maharaj say that a person who are materially engrossed being blind to the knowledge of ultimate truth. And many subject matter for hearing in human society. There is many subject matter of hearing. So this is the problem that we have so many department of knowledge, but nobody is Atma Tattvam, blind to Atma Tattvam. They are not interested in Atma. Apassatam Atma Tattvam. They are not interested to how to conquer the day, to understand our aim of life, understand our constitutional position, understand our destinations. They do not know that how to prepare for the day. There's so much oblivion, so much ignorance. Like ostrich, if whenever there's storm, he will put the head inside this sand, considering, thinking that nothing will happen. Our thing is so much blind, we are oblivious to this impending danger. So we do not know that, what will happen next, what is going to be happen in the next moment. Yeah, padam padam yad vipadam. That is our position. So very fast he is addressing that how people are so oblivious of death. If devotees are oblivious to death, being complacent, being neophytes, without hearing and chanting properly, without being serious, then that there it will take many lives. It's not that I'm initiated, I'm going back to Godhead. That doesn't work. I'm doing service, I'm coming Monday program, Sunday program attending. No. Then he come, he then he forward. He further stated, Sukadev Goswami further stated the solution, the problem. Nidraya hiryate naktam vyavavena cha bhayahe diba cha arthya rajan kutumba bharanena va. The people are so much into nidra hiryate naktam, night they are simply wasting time. Very seriousness, wasting time. Just like a devotee is sleeping, not getting up Mangalarati. Oh, lazy, I 5 minutes, 5 minutes snoozing. This is what they are. Every 5 minutes we are snoozing for the every 5 lives we are forwarding, procrastinating. Nidra hiryate naktam bhavavena cha bhayaye. Night simply sleeping or having sex life. Diba cha arthya. In the morning they are going to office to earn money. Kutumba bharane nama, to maintain the family. Where is the time? Simply the time is completely in the matter of earning money and having sense gratification. Morning earning money, night sense gratification, either sleeping or sex life. So they are so much oblivion to this solution, how to prepare for the death. Then further, Sukadev Goswami is explaining that dehapatya kalatridasu atmasanyasosotapi tesam pramatha nidanam pasyanapi na pasyanti. Very important verses. He says that person devoid of Atma Tattva do not inquire into problem of life, being too attached to the fallible soldier like body, children, wife. They are so much attached to their family life, just like sometimes Grahastha the devotee, very attached to family life. At the same time, I am Krishna consciousness. That doesn't work. One has to be very serious, detached. Bhakti means bhakti. Bhakti means bhakti paresanubhava virakti. Unless one develop the knowledge and detachments, where is bhakti? That is fake. So similarly, this person devoid of Atma Tattva do not inquire into the problem of life, being too attached to this world. Although sufficiently experienced, they still do not see their inevitable destruction. They know that my father died, grandfather died. No, 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 I am going to live. I am going to live. Ahani, ahani, bhutani, gacchati, jamalayam. Sesasthavar icchanti. Kim aschajam ataha param. This is the answer given by the Yudhishthira Maharaj to Dharmaraj. What is the most wonderful thing in this world? That every moment, ahani ahani bhutani, every moment people are dying. Beautiful verses. Ahani ahani bhutani. See, very nice. Every day, hundreds and millions of living entities go back to kingdom of death. Still, those who are remaining aspire for a permanent situation. What could be the more astonishing than this? This is our problem. This is the most astonishing thing. So people are so foolish. Kulosekara say that. Kim aschajam etah param. Sudham parityada visam pibanti. They have given up the Sudha Amrit, but taking poison. Narayana namani gocharani anya bachaku kampatan. Kulasekara is telling that how people are so foolish. They have given up the poison, but they have given up the nectar, but taking the poison. They are not interested in Narayana Katha, but they are all other nonsense talking, gossiping. They are so much interested, so much engrossed, so much involved. How astounding thing. Ashajam etam manusya loke. Ashajam etam manusya loke. How astounding thing in human society. People are giving up the nectar and drinking poison. Lamenting, the devotees are lamenting all this nonsense. Therefore, here it is said that they are so much oblivion. Pasyanapi na pasyanti. They do not see, they are inevitable. Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj also says same thing. The real problem of life is repetition of birth and death, which is like a wheel rolling repeatedly up and down. This wheel, however, completely stops when one is touched with Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only, see, they have no idea what is the aim of life, real problem of life. There's so much oblivion. They are thinking that my daughter, my son, my this, they will help me. My family will help me. But they have no idea that they are all fallible soldiers. Everybody is going to die. They are also subject to die. So how a person who is bind can unbind others? Therefore, the solution he is given in beautiful two verses, that how to prepare for the death. Tasmad Bharat Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishwara Hari Sroteva Kititabhya cha Snateva Ichhata Bhayam. Everybody is fear of death. Everybody fear of death. But how to become abhayam, akuta bhayam, devotee is also called akuta bhayam, or ichhata bhayam, those who are interested to become fearless, to conquer the death, to prepare for the death, so that they do not have to come again under the clause of death. This is the last. Here the solution is given. Tasmad Bharat Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishwara Hari, O descendant of King Bharata. One who desires to be free from all misery must hear and glorify and remember the personality of Godhead, who is the super soul, the controller and savior from all the misery. That is the thing. We should glorify, hear. Hearing is the gateway to liberation. By hearing, all the soko moho bhayo pahay. Dasyang bhai Sri Amanam Krishna Parama Purushe Bhakti Ruspadayate Punsam Soko Moho Bhayo Paya. All this bhaya, the lamentation, the illusion, everything will be dispersed, driven away. Those who has appetite to hear about Krishna Katha, who is hearing about Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Katha. So this process is there for the devotee or anybody, everybody, that one should profusely hear Sravanam and Kirtanam, glorify the Lord. That is the process that one should prepare for the death, means one should seriously prepare for Sravanam Kirtanam process. Satyeva Kitityava Smateva cha. Hearing, glorifying and remembering the Lord. That is preparation for the death. If we are complacent in hearing, why should I hear? Let me go, hear about all nonsense. Why should I hear? Devotees are very much complacent in hearing. They are so much big puffed up. I don't want to hear. I know I am Bhakti Vedantist. Without hearing how to get this Krishna Prema, the Krishna consciousness awaken. Even after it is awakened, still it is hearing is a sadaruchi, nama gane sadaruchi, the symptoms of devotee. Satatam kittantamam etantasya diddhavat namaschante samadabhakta nitya jukta pasate. This is the symptom of devotee, not that I am become Bhakti Vedanta, I don't want to hear. Prabhupada used to hear his disciple when he speaks. We become more than Prabhupada. Oh, I am great. I know everything Shastra. That is the thing, we should hear as much as hear. Profusely hear. Without hearing, our advancement of devotee is judged by one's appetite to hear Krishna Katha. If he is not hearing, we know that he is not an advanced devotee. He is a neophyte. Dandavat class Prabhupada. Just go to temple, Dandavat. Dandavat Prasad. This kind of classes. No. Those who are not hearing, they are Dandavat class. They are not advanced. Prabhupada says that my Guru Maharaj selected me to initiate. He saw me that although I do not understand what he is speaking, even in local language, Bengali also he was giving lecture, I was not able to understand. But he saw that I had interest of hearing. So on that basis he selected me, initiated. That is the first point. Devotional service begins with hearing. So here Parikshit Maharaj says that preparation of death means you should take it seriously. Seriously you should hear. Seriously you should read Bhagavatam. See that just like Parikshit Maharaj, so attentively hearing Bhagavatam. He is preparing for death, preparing to hear Bhagavatam. Hearing about Krishna Katha, Janma Karma Chame Divyam Evam Jabeti Tatta Deham Punarjanma Naiti Mameti. Bhagavad Gita is full. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna telling simply you have to hear it. Antakale cha ma evam, antakale ma cha, mantakale ma mam cha eva mukta kalabaram, yati nasti sansaya, yap prahati madabhava, yati nasti atra sansaya. Everywhere in Bhagavatam it is said that. Bhagavad Gita also, everywhere it is saying that. You should hear. Jara marana mukkhaya, very nice verse. Jara marana mukkhaya mam asritya atendite te brahmata viddu Krishna madhyatma karma chakhilam. Intelligent person who are endeavoring for liberation from old age, they take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Everywhere Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also that you should hear. By process of hearing, one can get out from this, simply by hearing process, even though one is not understanding, they can get out from this, world of death, birth and death. Madachita sarvadurgani, madaprasadattaraisasi. Simply by approaching the Lord, hearing from the Lord, one can easily go back to God. So here Krishna says, Shroteva Krititebhya cha. Bhagavatam say very nicely, a person, even at the last moment also, if he hears and chant, he say that in Bhagavatam, this, sorry, Bhagavatam it is say that terrified, about to die, a man collapsed on his bed, although his voice is faltering and he is hardly conscious of what he is saying. If he utters the holy name of the Supreme Lord, he can be freed from the reaction of his fruited activity. Achieve the supreme destination, but still people in this age of Kali not worship the Supreme Lord. Very simple. Shroteva here and Kirteva, you chant Holy Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. In this way, we prepare for the death very seriously, so that at the time of death, one can remember Krishna. Shroteva, Shrutitebhya, Kirtitebhya, Smrateva, Ichchatam Abhayam. Shroteva Kititabhya Smateva. By the process of hearing chanting at the time of death, one remembers. Once remembers Krishna means he will go back to Godhead. Ante Narayana Smriti. Janmalabha Param Pushpa. This is the perfection of our life. How to conquer, how to remember Krishna so that we can conquer the death. That is the preparation for the death, just like we prepare for the examination. So we prepare for the death by preparing throughout the life very seriously. Those who are coming out flying colors in the examination, they very seriously, vigorously, rigorously they prepare for the exam for entire calendar year, entire academic year. Similarly, we should also prepare entire life profusely hearing and chanting the holy name of the Lord. The Krishna Katha is so, what do you say, Pavanam. You say that when people properly glorify Supreme Personality of Godhead and simply hear about His power, the Lord personally enter their heart, cleanses away very trace of misfortune, just as the sun removes the darkness, or as the powerful wind drives away the clouds. How much power is Krishna Katha? It drives away all these miseries, all this misery. One more verses is there in this regard in this next verse. That the word describing the glories of all famous personality of Godhead are attractive, realizable, ever fresh. Indeed, such words are perpetual festival for mind. They dry up the ocean of misery. All our misery, death is the misery of life. So by process of hearing, Madakatha Madasraya Katha Mirishta Sinmanti Kathanti cha Tapanti Vividya Tapaha Nataim Madagat Naitan Madagata Chetasa. Very beautiful verses. This is the Kapil Dev is telling that engage constantly in chanting and hearing about me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sadhu do not suffer from material misery because they are always filled with thought of my pastime and activity. That is the solution. Shroteva Kititabhya Smateva Ichchatam Abhayam. You want to fear, you want to conquer the death. That is the only way, that hearing and chanting and remembering Krishna. Krishna says sadhu do not suffer. They always engage in hearing and chanting process. This is the perfection of life. This is the preparation for the death. Parikit Maharaj was being told by Sukadev Goswami that how to prepare for the death simply by hearing. Whole 7 days Parikit Maharaj was hearing very attentively, seriously very. And at the time of death he remembers and he leaves the body and go back to Godhead. This is the way to Godhead. Go back to Godhead. There is no other way we can escape from the death. It is stated here. But Nanyatra Mad Bhagavata Pradhana Purushe Purusheswarat Atmanah Sarvabhutanam Bhayam Tibram Nibbatate. The fear of death, terrible fear of birth and death, can never be forsaken by anyone who resorts to any shelter other than myself. For I am the Almighty Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original source of all creation, also Supreme Soul of all soul. So this is the only person who can give the Abhaya. He is Abhaya Charana Aravinda. Krishna, also known as Abhaya Charana, he can give Abhaya. Death fears. We fear death, death fears the Lord. Bhayam aham bhiveti. Very, very nice verses. First canto only. It is stated that Apanna samsritam ghoram yan nama vyasagrinan tataha saddam vimuchyate yad bhivati soyam bhayam. So living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. Death is fearing the Lord. So when you take shelter of the Lord by hearing and chanting and remembering, easily we can ichhata bhayam. We are fearless. We can go back to God. Therefore, pure devotees are fearless. Just like Dhruva Maharaj, Parikit Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, even Prahlad Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj stepped on the head of the death and went back to Godhead. For them, they don't care because they have taken shelter of the Abhyachana head office. Why they care for the branch office? They are all departmental head. Krishna said, these people are all fearing of me. The death also fear. Madhavayat, what is that? Madhavayat bhati bhatayam madhavayat suryam tapanti. They are all fearing. Krishna says here, madhavayat bhati bhatayam. The wind is fearing of me. Suryas tapati madhavayat. The sun is fearing. So therefore is rising, setting properly. Varsat Indra dahati agnir. Indra is fearing of me, therefore is sending rain actually. Dahati agnir. Agnir. The Agni is burning, giving light because of me. Mritus charati madhavayat. The Murtu also is fearing of me. See, Krishna says we are fear of death. Everybody fear of death. Terrible fear of death cannot be forsaken. Even you go to Brahma, Abrahma Bhuvanala Loka Punaravartina Arjuna. Unless we take shelter of Yad Gatvana Nirbhatate Tad Dhamam Paramam. Unless we go back to Krishna, taking shelter of the Lord, we cannot conquer the death. How to take shelter of? Srotaiva Kititabhya Smartabhya Ichchatam Avayam. To hear about God, chant about, glorify the God, remember the God. This is a way of, otherwise we cannot. This is a beautiful verses in 10th canto. It is said that no one in this material world has become free from the four principles of birth, death, old age, disease. Even by fleeing to various planets. You can go to Brahma Loka also. Brahma, Bhuvanala Loka. Arjuna. But now that you have appeared, my Lord, death is fleeing in fear of you. Death is fleeing. Everybody is fleeing from death. Just like Hiranyakasipu, when he raging, all these Indras, Chandra, Varuna, they were fearing and fleeing from the heaven. But now the death is fleeing in fear of you. Because, and the living entity having obtained shelter of your lotus feet by your mercy are sleeping in full mental peace. We take shelter of the Lord, we don't fear. Narayana Parasarve Kustan Vibhati Bhayam. Those who are pure devotee, Narayana Parasarve. Lord Shiva said, Narayana Parasarve Kustan Vibhati Bhayam. Sargo apiyasya dharma, sargo apiyasya apitulyata darsina. Sargopavarga Narakesu apitulyata darsina. So here it is said that devotees solely engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Narayana never fear any condition of life. For them, heavenly planets, liberation and hellish planet are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. They don't care. Just like in Vrindavan Lila, So many demons come. Putana came, Agasura, Bakasura, Sakatasura, this Asura, that Asura, Aristasura, Kesi, everybody comes. Even Indra, even Brahma, they trying to also endanger. They trying to put his devotee, all the Brajabasi in danger. But they could not do that because Krishna interfered. Excuse me, sir. In Aghasura, he came as a snake, but he was so big that he pretended to be a very cave. So all this cowherd boy enter into that. Then he thought, okay, I am going to kill them. They died, but no. Krishna said, excuse me, I am there. So immediately he took inside and killed this Aghasur. So many demons comes. Dhenukasur, Pralambasur, they were all killed within a moment by Krishna. Because all the Brajabasis, they take shelter, all the Vrindavan gopis, gopals, they've taken shelter of the Lord. Therefore Krishna is protecting Name Bhakta Pranashati. Because the fear of death is not there because they know Krishna is going to protect. Krishna is protecting them. Any kind of death, so many dangers come. Every day he was killing one demon, Krishna. They come to even kill Krishna and kill all this Brajavasi, destroy all Brajavasi. Even Indra, he want to destroy the Brajavasi, Vrindavan, by his showering his rain, storm rain. Krishna said, please excuse me, your power is nothing but a single finger, left hand finger, your power. He crossed his ego. Don't mess up with my devotees. Because they have taken shelter of me and Lord vows that my devotee will never perish. Just like Arjuna is saying, not a single hair has been touched or bent because Krishna was there. Although there are so many great warriors better than Arjuna was fighting against him, but not a single weapon has even touched the hair of Arjuna. Because of the presence of Krishna, he has taken shelter of Krishna. We have to seriously, not just haphazardly, not just complacent. eh, because I'm initiated, I'm what immune to death. No, death can come anytime. We are in this material world. It's a world of death. Even devotee dies. Prabhupada said, never mind. Material world, nobody can. A body is meant to disappear. But if we have rendered service to the Lord seriously, then we are going to live eternally after the death. Kittir Jasya, Prabhupada says, very nice in Vrindavan, during the pastime of his leaving his body. So he told that Kittir Jasyasti, those who have done the service, those who have finished Krishna consciousness business in this life, for them he is going to live eternally with King Krishna. He doesn't have to come back. But who has not done properly seriously, he has to come back. Therefore, everybody should be serious, whether it's a devotee, non-devotee. To prepare for the death, any moment can come. Not that complacent, oh, I will do when 50 years come, I will do when this next year. No, procrastination. Procrastination is the thief of time, Prabhupada said. Plunders away your time. So be serious. Any moment our life is always jeopardized. Any moment we can die. Any point we will have a heart failure. So please, don't think that, oh, I am a great devotee, I am chanting. No, any time. So therefore we should prepare for the death and seriously execute devotional service so that we can remember Krishna at the time of death, go back to God. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All goes to Srila Prabhupada.